I want you to think about something. And this is in part why I would see folks come into my club number of days a week in and week out, year in and year out, and not look any different. It's not because of hard work, right? So think of it this way. Imagine you get in your car in Chicago and you start driving. You drive for 20 some hours. The goal was to get to Miami. You're tired, you burned tanks full of gas, but instead of arriving in Florida, you arrive in Oklahoma. Driving harder wouldn't have helped. You would have just driven harder in the wrong direction. So the issue is often the map is wrong. The process is wrong. The process can be better. The strategy can be better. And we're going to walk through some of that today. Why successful women over 40 work out hard, but still don't look lean, strong, and confident. If you're watching this, chances are you've already made your health a priority. You exercise, you try and eat well, you care about how you feel, you care about how you look. Yet, despite all of that effort, you might be wondering, how come my body doesn't reflect the level of effort I'm putting into this? And that's what we're going to answer today. This isn't another presentation about finding the perfect diet. In fact, to be honest with you, diets don't work. They're short-term solutions to a long-term situation, which is the rest of your life. It's not the latest workout trend. It is about understanding why intelligent, disciplined, successful women in other areas of their life often work incredibly hard, yet continue to feel frustrated by the results they see in the mirror. By the end of this presentation, I'll help you understand why that happens, and more importantly, maybe some things that you can do differently. I've had conversations with hundreds of women over the years, from nurses to stay-at-home moms, entrepreneurs, business owners, executive, teachers, attorneys, doctors, coaches, whatever it might be. And although their careers might be completely different, their frustrations almost always sound the same, if not identical. I don't understand. I work hard. I exercised. I owned a large commercial gym for a number of years, and I would see them coming in, exercising 3-4 days a week. They would say I eat pretty well. Yet, how come I just don't seem to look the part? I'm doing the work. I'm showing up, and I knew they were showing up because I saw them. How come they didn't look the part? Eventually, they begin wondering if it's, is age simply catching up? Maybe it's menopause, perimenopause, hormones. Maybe it's just they're destined to fight their body indefinitely. I've seen women eating too little, women working hard, but working hard at exercises that are never going to produce the physique that they want, right? Again, if we're going to drive from Chicago to Miami and we get in the car and we drive, but we didn't look at the map, the plan, the route, we don't have a strategy to go point A, Chicago, point B, Miami, we can end up in Oklahoma. And driving harder, driving faster wouldn't change that. Oftentimes, they're the most disciplined. They're simply applying the discipline to strategies that aren't going to produce the result they want, just like driving Chicago to Miami. So if the problem's not laziness, the problem's not lack of discipline, if successful women continue to struggle despite working incredibly hard, then the question becomes, like, where are things going wrong? Where are things going wrong, right? Why is this happening? In my opinion, it started with messages from the fitness industry, and these messages that the industry has fed to the market for decades. Because fitness has become unbelievably confusing. I mean, you can look at the internet, you can look at what you hear in social circles, you can look at what you see in the gym. You hear everything from lift heavier, lift lighter, walk more. I just had a woman that I work with out in California send me an image of some fitness influencer on Instagram talking about doing incline walks after you work out. No wonder so many intelligent, otherwise accomplished women feel stuck. The problem's not intelligence, right? Clearly smart individuals. The problem's a constant barrage of conflicting information and no end in the amount of that conflicting information. Like you don't need more discipline. It's usually you need a different strategy. And that's what we're going to go over and kind of build out a little bit today.